started.
Tune to do C4. Okay. Looks like an English opening. Kind of a closed English here, huh? Okay, I'm going to play D5 and get at least one open line for my pieces. Then, let's see. Looks like I can go for the dark squares here. This bishop looking out at this diagonal looks pretty good. This knight is defended, so I don't have to worry about it at the moment. Say from discoveries of this knight, he castles, and I can keep developing. I think I should. Wonder if it's possible. Okay, stopping the knight from coming into b4. He may be preparing to push. He may be preparing to push b4 himself. No, because I would just take that. Okay, so what do I want to do here? Do I want to play e5? Let's put a rook on the e file and see if he wants to try and stop me from playing e5. I mean, not that that was necessary, but I was thinking e5 and then e4 to try and bust up the center a little bit. I do have to worry about this long diagonal. Okay, he's got a very funny position for his rook, so let's see if we can find a way to take advantage of that. Maybe e5, bishop to e6 would be something clever, setting up an indirect attack on the rook. I guess the rook on a2 looks funny, but it is defending the b2 pawn. So maybe he's worried about this bishop on the long diagonal. Anyway, okay, he's going after this pawn, but it's got three defenders on it. Coming in here, here, or here. No. Here, that's tagged twice and defended 3 times. So I can bring this knight back because I would still have 2 defenders. But here, let's play queen c7 first. I'm not sure I really want to play e5. I'm just thinking knight f6 to prepare e5 might be an idea here. But it seems, well, it seems a little strange to leave that, to make a backwards move with that piece. Maybe I shouldn't have moved the queen with this knight still exposed here. Let's see. He can play knight takes. And he went that way. I was going to say he could have played knight takes e5 probably. Because after I take back, this is hanging. But then his knight would be hanging too. So maybe it worked out okay. So from there, if I defend with the bishop, which is what I wanted to do, then he will take the bishop off with his knight. So let's just retreat back to f6, and this pawn is still defended at the moment. Chase the knight back and play bishop to e6. Okay, so he's going after this pawn and also this knight on f6. Let's securely defend the c pawn. And I do have to worry about this diagonal suddenly opening up. Okay, he's going there. I guess that's a kind of a fork, huh? He's hitting my bishop and hitting the rook, so he can trade that that knight off for this bishop. It gets things off the diagonal, though, so not too unhappy about that. Oh, but that's good. That is good. He's skewering the 2 rooks. So what have I got here? Okay, let's bring the queen over here to take back with the queen. And then I have maybe a tactic along this diagonal. Let's see if he spots it. The threat is to play something like b5, chasing the knight away, and the rook is loose. So it's just the exchange, but white is really just an exchange up, and I have no compensation here, I don't think. Let's see, the bishops are of the same color. Both have dark squared bishops. Well, I can try and get active with my knights too. If he defends against this threat on his rook, I can try and activate my knights somehow. This square on D4 looks like a good square for the knight. One knight to D4, one knight to G4. The rook somewhere, and then a pawn push. Yeah, okay, so he defended the knight, and he blocked up this diagonal. So if I chase the knight away, he can just move the knight. So yeah, let's go ahead and go knight to D4 anyway. If that provokes a move like E3, it'll leave a weak pawn on D3. So it's not all bad. And I can also chase his knight away maybe and win the B pawn is another idea. Although he can move his knight to squares that defend the B pawn, so it's not not a certain thing, or even all that likely. But I do have two pieces indirectly looking at B3, so if he's not careful, maybe I can pick something up. But he just goes there. Not bad. Let's see, so can I, or do I want to push this knight away? I don't seem to have other ideas, so let's kick the knight and see where it goes. Okay, the knight just retreated there, but that defends the B pawn, so he's holding on to that. I can push on with C4. Pawn takes, pawn takes, pawn takes. Yeah, he's defending that.
Server announcement.
Knight, so I can't keep taking. And I can't take here. Let's push another pawn forward. Maybe I can play A5, A4, and again try and take advantage of the loose rook on A2. Okay, so now I kick the knight. That's good. I mean, logical, a logical move. Let's drop back, and I've got a weakness here on D3. Maybe I can target, but maybe he can push immediately. Here, pawn takes, pawn takes. He's piling up on this pawn again. Okay, so if I play A4 here, he can't take it, and he can't push the pawn. So let's do that. You can play knight to G4 again. It's kind of annoying. Knight G4, queen, knight G5. Knight G5, queen to D5. He just moves his rook away. Okay, so let's take that pawn. And now I have compensation for the exchange, so maybe it's not hopeless. Okay, let's, now that I have a moment to breathe, let's play H6 to keep the knight out of G5. I really didn't like that queen being chased around. And then I'll see if I can bring the other knight or rook into the game. His queen, I don't think his queen is able to penetrate. He can play rook to C1 maybe. Rook c1, pawn to c4, pawn takes, pawn takes. It's held by the queen there. Is there another way to defend it? How about if I just hold on to that for the moment? This pawn on b3 is not under attack at the moment. I can drop this knight back to d7 too to defend that pawn. But also I was thinking maybe I get a pin going on the d file here with and then push c4 to take advantage of it. But right now his queen's defended by the knight, so maybe that's not happening. Let's see, c4 takes, queen takes, knight takes, I take, and then yeah, this knight's in a good position to take back on c4. So I need to activate this knight. Okay, he busts open that way. Let's take once. And then play c4 and have this like pretty solid pawn structure here, and he has a passed pawn. But my pawn looks pretty dangerous. Maybe I can even push on to c3 in the right circumstances. And I might be able to round up this passed pawn that he's got. I have two pieces attacking it. The bishop potentially attacks it. Aha, so he's going after my backwards. The pawn behind here. Is there something here? His knight is loose. This is defended. Let's play here and attack his knight. And if his knight comes forward to e4 here, I can just take it. Let's see, he can take my knight, I take his knight. And then, well, the rook defends the c-pawn. He's got this c3 square covered, though, it looks like. Knight to d4 is looking like an idea here. Knight d5 to support this pawn push to c3. Maybe that's how I can break through here. Interesting position. So it's still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I still just have a pawn for the exchange. But they are advanced pawns. Okay, so he's going after him. That's probably the right thing to do. Let's see, can I counterattack his queen? Knight here hitting the queen. He takes my queen, I take his queen. He moves the rook back. Where does the rook go? Back there, probably. And then do I have something good? Maybe bishop takes, pawn. And if he doesn't go there, he could go here. Let's see, my knight is here. It's not really threatening anything. Okay, so what's a better idea? Queen back here. I'm not sure. Not sure what a good idea is, but I still want to get a knight to knight d5, hitting the rook. Or knight to e4 forks the queen and the rook. That would be good as well. Okay, so the fork is gone. The queen maybe is coming here. So let's bring the knight forward, hitting the rook. Ah, he's attacking the pawn. Okay, I need to defend the pawn. Let's see, the check here is covered by the knight. Pawn forward, I can play knight to d5 again. I still want to get a knight d5. His bishop is on the dark squares, so it can't really attack my pawn, but it does a good job blockading. Yeah, okay, so he can do this. And now I don't have a good answer, I don't think. Let's see, so knight here, rook takes, even queen takes is possible. Queen takes, rook takes. Where can my knight go that would be of interest here? I don't see it. Okay, so let's play knight here. And maybe I will just back away from this the rook here. But he can place the rook forward to c5. I was going to say maybe rook b6 here. But then he plays rook to rook c5, forking those pieces. Let's see, if I do nothing, he can take the rook. I can play knight here, that defends the rook. Takes knight takes knight, I take the rook with check and then take the rook. If he takes the rook, I'm taking the queen. That's it.
Check.
Now he throws in the check and pins my rook. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Okay, let's block that. Okay, yeah, I think he should just take my rook here. I don't see any problem with that. He's got to take with the rook. So rook takes rook. And then what do I do? If I take with the knight, he can take back with the queen even. And I'm just down a whole rook. Okay, so he took the knight instead. So I can do this.
Check.
Yeah, he had me. He just totally was beating me. But his queen's loose down here.
White resigns.
Well, that's why you need to learn how to calculate.
Incoming challenge.
I guess I will upload this and do a postmortem. See you guys later. Bye.